Hello, hello.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We're going to be just letting people in here. Go ahead and turn on your cameras. We like to see people. I know some of you are listening as you go places. Some of you are traveling. Some people are putting their kids to bed. Oh, I see Daniela's writing in the chat. Good morning, Daniela. Let's turn your camera on too. Such a beautiful face there. Uh, There we go. Good to see you. Somebody's working out.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. And let's tell people where you're calling in from.
Houston.
One from Houston. Gotcha.
Norway.
Good morning. Good morning. I didn't hear where you were from, Susie.
Norway.
From Norway. Welcome from Norway. Good to have you here.
Nice
Good
to see
afternoon from Ontario.
Ontario. Welcome, Canada.
Minnesota.
Yeah, we got to have some Minnesotans in here. I see Jean. Come on, Jean. Where are you calling in from? I know who that guy is.
Hello from Denmark.
Hey, Guy, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
Wonderful. Well, we still got about 2 minutes here. We're letting people in a little early. We are ready to go. I'm so excited about this call. I can't tell you. I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody thinks here. Got to let everybody in. Zinzino's just been on the move and growing. And today is an exciting day. You guys are going to be in awe by the end of this call. I've been in awe since I've heard him. So tell us where you're calling in from.
Northern
Hey,
Canada.
Hey, Arnie.
How's it going?
More Canadians on.
Of course.
Hi, from Sweden.
Hello, Sweden. Welcome.
Thank you.
Leslie, Aiken, Minnesota.
Hey, Leslie.
Hi, Carla.
Hi. Good to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Wonderful. I think we're getting people let in. We still got last minute here. So if you want to say where you're calling in from, we'd love to hear you. Hey, Mikael.
Hej Carla.
Hvordan går det
Goddag
med dig?
fra. Det går
Danish?
rigtig godt.
Det går godt. But where are
Det
you
kan du
calling
tro.
from today?
Jeg ringer fra Cabo San Lucas i Mexico.
Oh, Cabo. Wow, look at that background. Now that's commitment. That is definitely commitment.
Det er dejligt at se dig. Ja.
Gotta say that. Let's get the last in. Where are people calling in from?
Got Denmark again.
Another Danish? Yeah, we love you guys. Gita, where are you calling in from today?
From Portugal, Carla.
From
Hi.
Portugal.
From Greenwich, Connecticut.
Hello, dear. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Was that a Canada?
Montana.
Oh, from Montana. Well, welcome, Montana. Good to see you. I see Evelyn. Also,
No,
more Danish.
Elko, Minnesota.
And Minnesotan. Gotcha. Perfect. Anybody else want to say where they're calling in from? Or we're going to get started. Great. Okay. We are going to get started. I am going to mute everyone so we don't have any background noise. And I can tell you, be happy for that. Because every week we try to find incredible trainings or something motivational, or the founder or the CEO or something. But I really think this call, you're going to just be in awe. I heard this speaker down in at the event here in Orlando a couple weeks ago. And Zinzino's been buying up so many companies that you're like, okay, I don't know what all these companies are, what they're doing. And, you know, with what Zinzino has, we don't really need any other products, do we? We could just say the health protocol is incredible. We're going to conquer the world. We're going to just do so much and grow. And we want to be that #1 direct sales company, which I believe we definitely will be. I haven't always tried a lot of the other products. And some of them it's been, these are great. And I do like them. There hasn't been any I haven't liked, but this ties together so well with Zinzino. And and the science behind it and what is going on is just incredible. So make sure that you have your pen and paper ready to understand this. It is definitely an entire new era of postbiotics. So we're going to talk today a little bit about what are they, what can we use them for, how do they tie together with our health protocol, and what do we see in the future. So I'd like to welcome him on here and give a huge welcome to the founder of Sanki. Alejandro, I want to welcome you here to this call. So welcome to our Zinzino call. Hey, Alejandro, you're going to need to unmute.
Hello, Carla. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Very excited to be here with all of you this morning, even I think noon for a lot of you. So thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
and then there's a lot of people that tune in from other countries. Some of them, as you could see, are making dinner or getting things ready, and others are putting their kids to bed at the same time. Alejandro, when I heard you, I was like in awe from the event, and I've also heard you in our leader council, and so I was very blessed to be able to. We went to our lunch for that day, and I was like, "Come on, I'm pulling you over." I'm like, "I'm getting you all to myself," and I was just, I just love. The history of you and how you got to create the company of Sanki. So maybe let's just start with, what were you doing before Sanki? What was your background? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a chemical engineer, and I decided to become an entrepreneur 26 years ago. I started in the dot-com bubble. Before the bubble exploded, I started a dot-com business. And while I was doing that, I was invited to become a distributor in a network marketing company, an American one. So I enrolled. I had no clue what it was all about, but my group started growing, and then it started exploding. We started following a lot of the systems around leadership and Jim Rohn, and I started reading about John C. Maxwell and Zig Ziglar, and I loved it. I loved all the human development part of the industry. And after 1.5 years of being part of a distributor in this company, I didn't like the way it was designed, it was structured. And as an entrepreneur, I decided to open my network marketing company. In 2003, I opened my first network marketing company. And we had the same old products. We ended up with 90 different products: vitamins, minerals, superfruit juices, coffees, 90 different SKUs. And the company operated for 7 years. And in 2009, I met a French scientist that have been doing a lot of research with centenarians, longevity, their microbiota, their mitochondria. And I was really impressed of this genius because he's brilliant. And he told me that to continue his research, he moved to Japan, to live to Okinawa, to Tokyo. So in that year that I met him, 2009, more than 16 years ago, he told me all his story, and I was amazed. And it was just 1 hour. The meeting was just 1 hour. And he said, hopefully I can see you again. Please visit me in Japan. And I was really impressed with that meeting. And I decided to be there 3 days after. So 3 days after that meeting in Mexico City, I was flying to Tokyo, Japan. And it was amazing to see him in his environment with his scientists and all his research, his labs, and what he has been doing for 3 decades. Basically, I can use maybe this word, he has been obsessed on understanding longevity. Instead of following what the majority of the companies and the researchers do around health, which is let's understand this problem, this illness, this disease, and let's develop a drug, a medicine, a supplement to cure that, to change that, to help with that. He broke all these paradigms and he said, what if I start doing research with people that don't get sick, that are super healthy, that are superhuman beings, basically because they are super healthy and they are centenarians. In order to get beyond 100 years of age, you need to be super healthy. They don't have chronic diseases. There's no cancer, no diabetes, no heart strokes, no Alzheimer's. They are super healthy. They have good digestion, good memory. They have good energy levels. They sleep well. They can enjoy life at its fullest beyond 90, beyond 100. So he went to live to the different blue zones first in Europe and then in Japan.
I love that. It's like sign me up. I think everyone's like, okay, sign me up. We want to follow. So you started a company and it had a lot of products, like a lot of companies. So I think there's like 800 different companies out there. So you started a company and you're like, okay, we got all these products and it was great, but it's kind of like everything else until you met him. And when you met him, you knew there was something special and you were there like 3 days later, like, okay, we got to check this out right away. And so what were you learning that was, I mean, we all want what you just said. We want to have more energy. We want to live well. And so I know that you've been doing your own kind of studies and finding out how important all this was and what he was finding out. What were you finding out?
Correct. So, of course, when he went to these blue zones, he analyzed the genetics. He's a PhD on biochemistry and nanotechnology and biotechnology. So that's his background. I'm a chemist, so we started exchanging a lot of things. And basically, he found that the secret to longevity has nothing to do with the diet, nor the lifestyle, nor the genetics, but the epigenetics, which is the science that studies the gene expression. So what was affecting the genes of these superhuman beings? And he went back and he said, okay, I need to study the guts. So he started studying the different strains of bacteria that live inside the guts of these people. And he started mapping all of this. And he found what we call 30, just listen to this, 30 strains of superbacteria. We have hundreds, each of one of us, it's like a fingerprint. Nobody on earth has the same microbiome. We have different strains of bacteria. All of us, even your children, have a different microbiome than yourself. So from hundreds of strains that each one of us have, we have more than 500 different types of bacteria inside our guts. Right now, he detected 30. And these 30 strains were producing postbiotics at the gut level that were the keys to turn on or turn off the genes. So basically, these molecules that are produced by the bacteria inside your guts through fermentation processes that occur in your guts were moving through the bloodstream into the cell, and specifically into the genes, not only of the nucleus, but the genes inside the mitochondria, because maybe you don't know, but the mitochondria, which is a very important organ inside the cell, has its own genes. It has its own genome that is separate from the nucleus. So we started mapping all of the strengths of the bacteria, the molecules, the postbiotics that these bacteria produce, and then the genes that are impacted by these molecules. So
Okay, so just to see that, because I know in Zinzino, we have been learning so much. I didn't understand what prebiotics were or the difference of probiotics and prebiotics. And just to make it kind of clear, we've got all these different things, the bacteria in your gut, which is that probiotics, and the prebiotics feed them. But what you started talking about is actually what it creates and leaves to also be used into the bloodstream, into the cells, into the genome. So that's what the postbiotics do, correct?
Right. It's a new generation of biotics. They are active molecules that are very stable. I explained this in a very simple way. It's like the egg of the hen. You don't need the hen. You just need the egg, because the egg is stable. You can ship it. You can store it. You can take the egg whenever you want. However, a hen, it's a living organism. It needs to be fed. It's difficult to handle. And basically, the probiotics are living organisms that are inside our guts. Actually, they're not only in our guts, they're in our mouth, in our nose, in our ears, in our eyes, in our lungs, kidneys, on our skin. They are very important on our skin. So actually, 2.5 pounds of your weight are bacteria. It's amazing. We have more genes. We have more genes from the bacteria that are living with us than human genes, but thousands of times more. We have more than 1,000 different species of bacteria with us. So it's a science that have not been understood. And it was very difficult to map all of this, to see all these connections. And I explain this in a simple way, like with musical notes. You just need 7 musical notes to produce all types of music. And the possibilities are infinity. You can produce with those notes any type of music. Well, the combination is the key. In this case, the postbiotics, if they are combined in the right way, because you have the right strains of bacteria, then you have the right gene expression, and then you can be a centenarian. So the question was, how can somebody that doesn't have these strains of bacteria also extend its life in a healthy way? That's what we asked after understanding all of this. And we developed the best postbiotics on earth. And we have the patents. I can show you a presentation if you want to see some of the
I would
slides.
love to see that.
But
I think that was
that's how I started Sanki, because I ended up in Japan. I started understanding all of this, and we became partners. I became partner of these scientists, and Sanki started 16 years ago with a network marketing company again. I closed the other company, and I started from scratch all over again. And
but with something that was unique, something nobody else had, and a patent on it. And okay, and yes, I think people should see. It's kind of the presentation kind of explains a lot of things too. It's powerful. So yes, we'd love to see it.
Perfect. Well, this is the name of the company that I founded. San means respect in Japanese. Ki, spiritual energy. Sanki, respect for your spirit. In Japan, they call it ki. In China, chi. So Sanki means this. It's a Japanese word. And as I was saying, we decided to study this aging paradigm because we think that because we're aging, we should have less energy, less less cognitive functions. The stress becomes our enemy. We don't have a good quality of sleep. The poor nutrition weakens our body. Zinzino has been educating the people around the poor nutrition that we have today in our contemporary modern diets. So little by little, the body begins to slow down, and that's how we age. However, there's a difference about aging. We have a chronological age, which is basically your age when you were born and the age that you have today. But there's another age, which is your metabolic age, your biological age. And it's very different. You can be older or younger than your chronological age. And that's the point. How can I slow down my metabolic age or even gain some years? Because you can be 50, but maybe metabolically you can be 30 or you can be 70. Of course, if your metabolic age is older than your chronological age, you will end up dying before you should be dying, because you will have a chronic disease, and then through medicine, drugs, doctors, hospitals, etc., you will try to survive and keep your whole body alive. And maybe it will be too late, because that's how this disease health, I say it with quotes, industry was created. And basically, they keep you alive, but they didn't understand when they were developing all these drugs, what was happening inside the genes of the cell. This is really disruptive. So what we have been studying is how can we impact that metabolic age and help your body be younger and keep stronger for more time. So for this, the mitochondria is essential. And as you know, every cell has more than 500 mitochondria. Maybe it's the most important organ of the cell besides the nucleus. And we have more than 500 mitochondria in every cell. So how this mitochondria is working is essential. There's a process inside the mitochondria called autophagy, which is the capacity of the mitochondria to eliminate the damaged, let's say, mitochondria. So we targeted with our postbiotics these mitochondria. As I was saying, it has its own genes, it has its own, let's say, intelligence. So we found that these postbiotics that were naturally produced by centenarians were impacting these mitochondria, and that's how these centenarians were so healthy, and that's why they kept these very high levels of energy, because that's the only way. You need energy in order to restore your system, to have a strong immune system, to have all your capacities ready in order to sustain your health. So we targeted these mitochondria because we know that if this is in off mode, you will experience fatigue, discomfort, aging, chronic tiredness. But if it's in on mode, you will experience vitality. It doesn't matter if you're getting older chronologically, you will experience mental clarity, regeneration, a good quality of life. So we have a biological switch that can be activated, and it can be activated through genes. We have genes of youth, vitality, longevity. That is already mapped, and it's coming to a lot of scientists. All this information is now available to a lot of scientists, and they are focusing on understanding all these epigenetics. Well, we have been doing it for 30 years. So we found, as I was saying, that these postbiotics can be the keys for the genes. It's like the key that opens a lock. So if you can open the vault of longevity through the right combination of postbiotics, you will be healthier, basically. So naturally, that process is happening in a centenarian. So after doing all of this and understanding the blue zones, all these epigenetics, as I was saying, these French scientists went in Europe to live here, then in Okinawa in Japan, and all of this, he reverse engineered what he understood. In Japan, with his researchers, with his scientists, he found that this microbiota was essential, and the postbiotics that this microbiota was producing was key for their longevity. This is how it works. Basically, if you see here the human gut, and here we're representing the bacteria that we have inside our guts through fermentation processes and fermentation of basically the food that we're taking every single day from our diets. These bacteria produce these different sets of postbiotics or metabolites. And these are the keys, these are the musical notes that can have the right combination and produce the Fifth Symphony of Beethoven, or it can be thrash metal. And that's what your cell receive, you know? So this is what we understood. And through reverse engineering, we produced these postbiotics. As I was saying, it's a new generation of prebiotics and probiotics. Postbiotics are bioactive molecules that communicate directly with your cells. It's a way of communication, basically. And the bacteria communicate with our cells through postbiotics. That is called actually quorum sensing. It's a way of communication. It's amazing, but it's actually happening all the time inside your body. The question is if the communication is the right one. So we need to help our bodies because of the modern diet, of the stress, of all these factors that are affecting our health. We need to help the body now with external postbiotics because by statistics, like with Zinzino, with the omega-6, omega-3 ratio, here, statistically, we don't have the right combination of bacteria inside our guts because we don't have all these strong strains of bacteria in contemporary cities, people that, all of us that we live in big cities, that we have modern diets, even though we're conscious about our diets and about our health, all of us that are here today are already conscious, are already educated, but it's not enough because we need to boost our whole system with something that is coming from the outside, and in this case, high tech of biotech, because this is biotechnology. Natural, I will explain where do we obtain the postbiotics, from where do we obtain these postbiotics. But basically, this will help your body improve its digestive balance, the quality of sleep, metabolic health, hormonal balance, cellular regeneration, energy at the cellular level, improve blood circulation, and reduce oxidation and control inflammation. So the Sanki products that we launched during the 16 years were just 4. The Lash was our first product. It's cellular energy. Prenui, it's about metabolic balance. Inner 7, it's cellular regulation. And Hasaki, it's a product that was designed to give you a complete nutrition for basically for your microbiota. So Balash has postbiotics that are coming from olive leaves, rosemary leaves. Also, the olive is very important, as with the Zinzino balance oil. It's amazing, but just the combination of the Balash with the balance oil creates synergies inside your body that are amazing, because we extract from the olive trees, rosemary, and from the rosemary leaves and blue spirulina, and I know that also Zinzino works a lot with blue spirulina, the postbiotics through a patented process. I will show you some pictures in the coming slides of how a manufacturing plant of these postbiotics looks like. But basically the lash boosts your natural energy through the postbiotics. This is not an energy product that has caffeine, taurine, sugar, vitamins, nothing. It just, if you see the ingredients, you will see it has olive extracts. How can this give me energy? Well, we give you energy through postbiotics because we reactivate the mitochondria. Basically, we go to the genes of the mitochondria and we tell those genes, you need to produce more energy. The body needs it. So the mitochondria activate an autophagy process. So they renew the whole mitochondria network and they eliminate the damaged mitochondria. And this process that is called the autophagy is really important for longevity. And now a lot of Americans are starting to understand this. They've heard about mitochondria, autophagy. Well, this product basically turns on the autophagy process. And that's why it gives you a lot of energy. At the same time, it reduces inflammation and activates the natural antioxidants that we have inside our cells. Enzymes that are very powerful, like the superoxide dismutase, like the glutathione peroxidase, all these super enzymes that are very powerful antioxidants and that are inside you. They are enzymes that are inside you. They just need to be turned on. Well, the product through epigenetics turns these enzymes, antioxidant enzymes, turns them on. It turns them on. So this is how it works. And it's all natural. So it's Japanese technology. And that's why we say the lash is for cellular energy. If you take a lash in the morning, you will keep your energy levels the whole day. You don't have the spikes of energy drink. You don't affect your nervous system with this product. You can take 2, 3, 4 doses of the lash during the whole day, and you will not feel what you feel when you take all these energy drinks that are out there. And we have a way to prove this. With the lash, we can show how is your microcirculation before taking your first dose, and we can see your microvessels. This is a powerful microscope that we developed in Japan with the company named Minolta that produces cameras. All of you know Minolta. Well, we work with them to manufacture this lens that has a 500x zoom. So you can see your microcapillaries. And we can see a before and after the taking of the lash. So when we analyze and we use these microscopes, we see the shape of the microcapillaries, the color, the flow, and there's always a change. The product actually live can show you how it's working. And that's why we use, and we have used for 16 years, these microscopes or capillaroscopes. And maybe you saw them at the event in Orlando, Carla, because I brought the microscope and you saw what happened.
It was wonderful for so many people to be able to go and actually do it and try it and see the before and after of what happens when you're just taking the product.
I'll show this video so you see what actually happened in Orlando live, and you saw it live, but this video will better explain what I'm talking about.
As we have said, the circulatory system fulfills very important functions, so having good circulation is indispensable for our health. But how can we know the condition of our blood circulation? The only way to know it is to observe your microcirculation through your microcapillaries. That is to say, the smallest blood vessels in your body, to be able to determine how good your circulation is. For that purpose, there exists a unique Japanese technology which is so powerful that it allows one to observe micrometric spaces invisible to the human eye. And in that way, your blood flow in real time. This is a Japanese technology and it is called X-Crista. It is a microscanner capable of seeing the microcapillaries in a safe and non-invasive way. Here now, we will show you an example using an X-Crista microscanner to find out the blood flow of a person before and after consuming Belage. As you can see in this test, the first image shows the microcapillaries of a person that has not taken Belage, while in the second image, you can see the microcapillaries of the same person 20 minutes after having taken Belage. In order to know if there is good or poor microcirculation, we must take note of 3 elements. 1. That the form of the microcapillaries does not have deformities and are elongated. 2. That the amount of microcapillaries is abundant. And 3. That the blood flow is not slow. As you can see, the result and efficacy of the product on the body is impressive. Now, visualize if with 1 packet of Belage, you were able to see the surprising changes in only 20 minutes. Imagine what it will do to your body if you take it daily. Would you recommend it? Would you like to recover the biological health of your body? Would you like...
So these capillaries, as you've seen through 16 years, we also believe in test-based nutrition, and our test was through the capillaroscope or this microscope. And there's always a change. As with Zinzino, after 120 days, you will get back to your 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6, omega-3. Well, in this case, if you take the Belage every single day, you will be improving your microcirculation, which is very important for delivering the nutrients into your cells, the oxygen that is really important into your cells. You need oxygen all the time to produce the energy to just move this finger 24/7. So you need an amazing microcirculation, but the majority of the people don't have a good one, and they don't have any idea of what's going on inside them. So we showed to the world through the Sanki network marketing distributors that this technology actually works in 15 to 20 minutes, which is really fast. So that's Belage. Cronui, it's about metabolic balance. The postbiotics from this product come from black beans, olive leaves, rosemary leaves, and green tea leaves as well. It's all natural. Basically, this product reduces the absorption of sugars and carbs from your diet. It promotes thermogenesis, which means fat burning, and it was designed to take it before going to sleep, while having dinner, for example. Because while you're sleeping, your body is producing a lot of glucose, and it's accumulating, storing a lot of fat, basically between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. That's how we are designed as human beings. So if we give these postbiotics that are working while you're sleeping and working with the bacteria that are awake while you're sleeping, because we have bacteria that are awake when we are sleeping and other bacteria that are sleeping when we are awake, then we're really working with the chronobiology, that's how it's called, the chronobiology and the epigenetics of the 24 hours of each day. So this product works during sleep. We also launched Inner 7, which is all about cellular balance. The first 2 products are powders, as you saw in the video. It's a stick pack like this one on my fingers, and you just add it to the water. Inner 7, it's also a sachet, but in this case, the postbiotics, and this one is in liquid form. The postbiotics come from deep ocean water. So close to Okinawa in Japan, we extract the water at 300 meters deep, like 1,000 feet deep, and we extract the water there. And this water, we eliminate the the sodium chloride, and we have a water that is very alkaline, but at the same time has a lot of magnesium, natural magnesium, which is really important. We also know today that we're not getting enough magnesium from our diets, as with the omega-3. The same is with the magnesium. We need to take magnesium from an external source because our diets have no magnesium. So this product is giving you the magnesium. If I was one day with an MD, and he said, if God was a mineral, it would be magnesium. It's the most important mineral for our metabolism, for our hormonal balance. So this product really helps you regulate your hormonal system, helps you maintain a digestive health, and it's very alkaline. It's very salty, and people love it. Basically, it's not your brain that loves it; it's your microbiota. Again, there's a connection between the bacteria in your gut and the brain. It's called the gut-brain axis, and there's a connection and there's a communication. We have studied a lot of that, as you can see, and this product really works that way. And finally, the fourth product that we launched through Sanki was Hasaki, that has postbiotics that are coming from cacao beans. And in this case, the product was developed as a meal replacement. So you can replace a breakfast, for example, with Hasaki, or a dinner. And this product promotes the diversity of the intestinal microbiota and helps you absorb more proteins from your diet, 20%, more than 20%. So we have proteins in our daily diets. Well, with this product, you will actually be absorbing more proteins from those foods. And that is really important because we need to maintain our lean muscle mass. For longevity, muscle mass is very important, and a lot of people don't know that. And after 60 years of age, that muscle mass starts decreasing exponentially. So how can I keep my muscle mass? Not only through exercise. Well, I need some supplementation that can help me absorb more proteins. Well, this product is developed that way. So this is Hasaki. We have two flavors here, vanilla and chocolate. And you can mix it with water as well, or with any type of milk. And as with Zinzino, the Sanki products have patents, certifications, guarantees, research manuals, and a lot of science behind that support what I'm saying. Finally, I'll show you some pictures, because in order to produce these postbiotics, we own the microbiome plantations. They are biodynamic, organic. They are in different parts of the world. We own them, we control them. This one is in Spain. It has almonds, figs, pomegranate, olive trees, hundreds of olive trees in this plantation in Alicante, Spain. And here is where I met Orion. You will see Orion in this picture. In the middle, this is the French scientist that I was talking about that lives in Japan. He's a genius in longevity. He's recognized even in the Pasteur Institute, which is one of the most important institutes in research around biochemistry, health, longevity. So Orion visited us in June in this plantation. And you can see me here. You'll see this tree behind us. The question is, how old do you think this tree is? And some people say, well, maybe 100, maybe 80, maybe 150. No, this tree has more than 2,000 years of age, 2,200 to be exact. So this tree was born before Jesus Christ, and it's still alive. How can a tree be alive after 2,000 years? That's the question, because this is true longevity for a tree. So we have studied longevity also in living organisms, not only human beings. And that's why these trees in our own plantation, we actually found these super trees, super healthy trees, olive trees, with all its polyphenols. And also Zinzino talks a lot about polyphenols from the oil, from olive oil. Well, we have studied olive trees for many decades, and we have found that in millennium trees, there are the same strains of bacteria that we found in the microbiota of the centenarians. So there's a pattern there. These bacteria, doesn't matter if they're in our guts or if they're in a tree, they are helping all of us living organisms to stay healthier. So we're doing a lot of research around these bacteria and how they interact with a tree. And we decided to buy them. They are very expensive, more than 200,000 euros per tree. And they were transplanted to this, our own plantation. And as you can see behind us here, there are hundreds of olive trees that are part of the plantation. And these olive trees are the source of these postbiotics. So Orion visited the manufacturing plant as well that is behind this building, this white building that is behind us. And he was amazed that we have been developing this for decades. And he concluded, you're the best on earth on postbiotics, because Orion was looking for postbiotics because he was about to launch the gut health test. So he talked about the gut health test during that visit in June last year, 2025. And that's when we said we have the same vision. We want to really help and impact the longevity of the world. And Zinzino has created the platform. So we also have plantations in Bhutan of turmeric, Okinawa sugar cane, cacao, Mexico, the fermentation factories. As you can see, these bioreactors are very specific. We don't contract manufacture this. We own these factories because there's nobody else on earth that can produce this type of postbiotics. So basically, this reactor emulates a human centenarian, a centenarian human, or a human, a gut of a centenarian, basically. So here inside this reactor, we put the different strains of bacteria, the extracts of the different plants, and then through a process that takes 5 days, it's very slow, at controlled temperature, 98 Fahrenheit degrees, which is the human body normal temperature, we produce these postbiotics. So it's a biomimetic process that is basically a reverse engineering of what is actually happening in a super healthy centenarian gut. European and Japanese scientists working together in our labs with the different strains of bacteria. And as I was saying, this made a lot of sense to Orion and to myself to partner for the gut health test and for future tests that are coming that through postbiotics will be changing the lives and the results of all the people that have the before and after of all these amazing tests that Zinzino developed. So with the balanced oil that, as we know, has a lot of polyphenols from the olive oil and the omega-3s, and now the postbiotics, you're having a synergy that nobody else on earth has, no other nutrition beyond network marketing. I can tell you that we have now with Zinzino the best products on earth that will really impact the health of the people and the longevity. Of course, the xenobiotic, the prebiotic with all its fibers is amazing. So if you combine in a daily routine the Velash and the Inner 7 in the morning as your first water in the morning, and then in breakfast you take your oil, your balanced oil, and you combine the Hasaki with the xenobiotic, for example, you will be having an amazing combination in a shake. And then before going to sleep, you take the Kronui and the Inner 7. You will have a daily routine of omegas, prebiotics, postbiotics, the right energy, the right regulation, the right metabolism, and you will start seeing, I'm sure, I'm excited to start listening to all the testimonies that will be coming out of this routine that I'm suggesting using the postbiotics. So this is the presentation, Carla, that will help people that are here with us better understand what the postbiotic technology is all about.
It's absolutely incredible. I'm blown away again, and I'm actually learning new things the more I hear this. I can see people are asking, you got this record? Yes, it is streamed live into our North America Facebook group, so you'll be able to see that at any time. Tag your team so that they can all rewatch this. I also upload to a YouTube page so that people can send that are not on Facebook also, so we can find it all. Now, Alejandro, this is actually, you mentioned this about the vision, because when you saw what things are doing, and all these postbiotics are just so exciting, and how it really does tie together with the vision of Zinzino and really making that impact in health. So you met with Orion. I know that you met first in Mexico and then again at the plantation there. So why were you thinking of merging with Zinzino? How did that all come about? It's kind of just interesting of how it ended up you ended up working together.
Very good question. My vision has always been to share this with humanity. I've been learning a lot of the Japanese culture through, even with Bijit, that's the name of the French scientist, but he's more Japanese now than French. Our honor is to really put this in the hands of the people, because we truly believe that we can have a better world, and that starts with health. And the way that I feel today at my 50 years of age, I'm turning 50 in less than 3 weeks, and my energy levels, my muscle mass, my digestion, my cognitive capacity is way better than 15, 20 years ago. It's amazing. I've been taking all these products for 16 years, and now I added the oil, the Cinebiotic. The way I feel is amazing, and I never get sick. But this is not about bragging. This is what I want people to experience in their life. And if you're not healthy, you cannot be at your full potential in any other projects that you want to achieve in your life. So I think Orion has the same mission, the same honor. And when we started talking and I met him, I said, this guy is like me. We're actually almost the same age. He's a little bit older than me. So we are the same age. He's a Norwegian, I'm a Mexican. We think global. We consider ourselves global citizens. So that was part of the decision. And at the end, from where I started and from the decisions that I took in this network marketing company that I founded named Sanki, we were never able to expand globally. We had a lot of issues on the IT side. The products are amazing, and we sustained the company, and it was profitable every single year, but we just opened 4 countries, just 4. And why was that? Because many years ago, because I didn't have the experience nor enough money, we didn't invest in the right IT infrastructure. So we were always late on what was needed in order to keep up with our distributors and to help them build at the pace that they deserve and that they need to build today, through social media, through just one click, through your cell phone. And our systems had a lot of bugs, basically. That's what I can tell you. So, and we were never able to fix those issues. We were always late. We were always fixing them. And that slowed down the whole network. So when we opened basically the USA, it was for us a shock to see how far away or how late or delayed we were on the IT. So we started investing on IT engineers, software, but it was not enough. So I was into that when I met Orion, and he said,
and how did I kind of like the story. So somebody saw you speaking and said, he could be actually, this could be good for Zinzino too, and contacted you in regards to Zinzino.
Right. And he insisted for 6 months. you need to meet Orion. He's a great guy. And I said, I'm super busy. Let's do it later, until in April. I think we had a Zoom call first for 1 hour. And Orion was in Dallas. And then he was flying to Mexico City 3 days after. So then he sent me a message, let's meet and have a Starbucks. So we met at a Starbucks for less than 1 hour. And that's when I really met him personally, and I really liked him. And then a couple of weeks after, we were together in Alicante, Spain.
So you meet Orion. I think you felt both a connection because you both have that vision. You both have what you want to do this globally. So you decide, okay, we're going to do this together. He is going to purchase Sanki. What did you experience from the beginning of that when you came in? Because Alejandro, you've been doing corporate, you've been building this company, and in Zinzino, you changed over to become a partner of Zinzino, and you are now an ambassador of Zinzino, which it's exciting to see. So congratulations with that. But you became a partner of Zinzino. That's a huge change for you. But what have you experienced in Zinzino? I think IT, you said, whoa, that was one thing. But what have you experienced so far?
Well, first, I'm also an important shareholder in Zinzino. I think that's really important. The shares that I'm receiving in a middle term of 6 years are going to be an important amount of shares, and I want them to grow in value. And I know that for the long term, Zinzino needs high tech, needs a lot of innovation to keep the pace, because we want to reach billions, not only $1 billion, but $2, $5, $10 billion. And we need to achieve, we will be achieving those goals through innovation. And we already have it. We know what we have been and what we have in our hands. And I think Orion also knows about that. So for the long term and for the value of the stock, that innovation is very important. So I became a shareholder in Zinzino. I don't want to sell my shares. I'm still very young. I have a lot of energy, and I want to help the company grow. And I want to launch these postbiotics in all the world. So that's also part of my responsibilities beyond being a partner and building the network as well, which I love working with the people. But I'm doing that as well behind the scenes. I'm working with the Zinzino scientists on other technologies that we already have and that could be launched in Zinzino. We are working on how to launch this in Europe, then Asia, etc. That is already happening behind the scenes. So I think that's pretty exciting. And at the same time, I became, as you say, a partner. And in 15 days, I became an ambassador, and I'm on my way to become a president. So I'm super excited about that as well.
I just love it. Absolutely love it. And you know, the products have been incredible, and it just ties so well. I have a little story for you. So when I started in Zinzino, it's been 15 years now. And many times when I'm explaining what Zinzino does, I usually am saying, this isn't something strange, like from some weird tree in Japan. And this is my straight up words. It isn't just something weird that just makes a difference in your body. It actually, Zinzino Health Protocol goes in and just helps your body become what it was meant to be. And that's what I have said for all these years, saying it's not from some tree in Japan that's doing something. And yet here you are, we're doing some trees that are 2,200 years old, but it is actually what our body does need. These postbiotics is what naturally occurs in here. So I absolutely love it. And yes, I take it myself. I've got everything here. I love that it's easy just as much as it is with our health protocol. Got all of the products ready to go here. And I drink it. I just throw it into the water bottle and drink it crinoid, because you said you take your first one here in the afternoon. So I was taking mine too. But I love that it ties together so well, that we take the health protocol, but those postbiotics now, there's going to be development as time goes on. I think we're going to be incorporating things. And I know Europeans are going, when are we getting it? And I'm sure that in Asia, they're going to want it also. But this is such postbiotics are incredible. And what you have, the science behind it, proving that it works. I think this is something that, like you said, since Orion was looking for, putting things together. We already talk about a lot of the same things of the polyphenols, olives, the gut-brain connection. It all ties together. So together with Sanki and what you have accomplished already and what Zinzino was doing, I really feel that this is going to propel us so much faster to get to that $1 billion. And not only that, but to our customers to get to 100 million customers. I'm not in doubt that this is something that's going to make even more difference, even more stories out there. The stories we have are incredible, but all of this just ties together so well. What do you see as the future for Zinzino now?
I think that the next 5 years will be very exciting. And of course, the next 10. In 10 years, we will be the biggest company, the biggest network marketing company on earth. And for me, I think that that's what I liked the most about Zinzino. The focus on bringing true customers is really important because this industry has been sustained on testimonies. And usually there's a conflict of interest with that testimony because the one that is giving you the testimony is also selling the product. So usually the distributors were the customers or the consumers of the product. And we have been criticized from all the outsiders of this industry about that. And I have already experienced in the 4 weeks that I've been a partner now, just 4 weeks, I already have 50 customers, true customers, Premier Kits, and I already have 50 and I don't have too much time. So it's amazing how this is really creating a snowball of true customers, and that we maybe still we don't see the impact of that, but I'm experiencing it, and I know that that's strategically that's the most important factor that will keep the pace of the company growing. Because I've seen so many companies touch the 1 billion and then they collapse, and then they go back to 500, then to 300 million, and then to 100 million, and then they are bankrupt, and they are sold or just closed. And that has happened so many times because the way the network was built was just sustained on the compensation plan. And I think here we have something really different. And at the same time, with the highest technology around nutrition on earth, which will keep the company growing and sustaining for the long term. So that's pretty exciting. And I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that story. I want to partner with whoever is doing that.
Absolutely incredible. We are so honored to have you as part of Zinzino. We want to welcome everybody and all the partners of Sanki to the family of Zinzino. We are all on this mission to really make a huge difference in the world, and together we can really do it. So I'm excited for all these companies. I know that Zinzino's been very picky in who they have invited into the Zinzino family. And Alejandro, I am honored to know you, and I'm looking forward.
Thank you, Carla. And there, I'm seeing on the chat if they can in the USA, you can buy the products through the brand shop section of the website. In brand shop, you'll see Sanki, and you can ask for them as you did, Carla, and they will be delivered with all your other Zinzino products immediately. Also in Mexico, Colombia, Peru. Those 4 countries are already open for the Sanki products, and in the near future, we will be having Sanki products in way many other countries.
So look forward to it. Get the word out. Tag your team members in this live stream through the Facebook North America group, or send it out from the YouTube channel. Let's get the word out about what this is really doing. Health protocol, Sanki, all of the things together. I really love how it works together. So thank you, Alejandro, for taking your time to be on. I'm going to let everybody else also unmute and say thank you to you. So thank you, Alejandro, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Gracias. Thank you. Arigato gozaimashita.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. This was
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Bendiciones. Bye.
Thank you.
Gracias, Alex.
Gracias.
Awesome. Loved it.
Thank you.
Loved it. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
You.